Matthew chapter 16. The Pharisees and Sadducees came to test him, demanding that he show them a miraculous sign from heaven. But he replied, "When it is evening, you say, 'The weather is fine because the sky is glowing red.' And in the morning you say, 'It will storm today because the sky is red and overcast.' You pretenders! You can discern the signs in the sky, yet you have no discernment of opportune times. A wicked and unfaithful people look for a miraculous sign, but the only sign they will be given is the sign of the prophet Jonah." He then left them behind and went away. Later, his disciples crossed to the opposite shore, but they had forgotten to bring any bread. He told them, "Become acquainted with and be aware of the leaven of the Pharisees and Sadducees." They began to discuss this among themselves, concluding, "He said that because we didn't bring any bread." But Yeshua, aware of this, said, "You have so little faith. Why are you discussing among yourselves that you have no bread? Don't you understand yet? Don't you remember the 5 loaves for the 5,000 and how many baskets you picked up? Or the 7 loaves for the 4,000 and how many baskets you picked up? Why don't you understand that I wasn't talking about bread? Beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and Sadducees." Then they understood that he wasn't warning them to be aware of the leaven in the bread, but to be aware of the doctrinal teachings of the Pharisees and Sadducees. When Yeshua came to the region of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, "Who do people say the Son of Man is?" They answered, "Some say that you are John the Immerser, others Elijah, and others Jeremiah or one of the prophets." Then he asked them, "But who do you say that I am?" Simon Cephas answered, "You are the Messiah, the Son of the living Eloah." Yeshua replied, "You are blessed, Simon, son of Jonas, because no mortal being has revealed this to you, but my Father in the heavens has. Also I tell you that you are Cephas, and it is on this rock that I will rebuild my assembly, and the gates of Sheol won't triumph over it. I will give you the keys to the kingdom of the heavens, and whatever you prohibit on earth will have already been forbidden in heaven, and whatever you permit on earth will have already been permitted in heaven." Then he commanded his disciples not to tell anyone that he was the Messiah. From that time on, Yeshua began to show his disciples that he would have to go to Jerusalem and suffer greatly because of the elders, the leading priests, and the Torah teachers. Then he would be killed, but on the 3rd day he would be raised to life. Cephas took him aside and began to lecture him. He said, "Absolutely not, Master. This will never happen to you." But he turned and told Cephas, "Get behind me, Satan. You are an impediment to me because you aren't thinking Jehovah's thoughts, but human thoughts." Then Yeshua told his disciples, "If anyone wants to follow me, they must forget their own interests and pick up their own cross and follow me. Whoever wants to rescue their life will lose it, but whoever loses their life because of me will find it. What benefit would a person have if they gain the whole world but forfeit their eternal life? Or what can a person give in exchange for their life? The human Son will return in the splendor of his Father with all his Kaddish messengers, and then he will compensate everyone based on what they have done. I am certain that some of you standing here won't die until you have seen the human Son coming with, (or in) his kingdom."